That is the intro number 3. If you guys haven't heard it yet, this is the third intro that I've done for this month. That reminds me of a Ludacris song. You guys know which one it is. Play that again. Go back and play it again. Move, B. Get out the way. Yeah, that's what it is. Get out my way. This is Manny Moonraker, UFO Buster Radio, the short form podcast about UFOs, space, aliens, and all that good stuff. By the way, excuse my phone because apparently somebody's blowing me up on Facebook on UFO Buster Radio, the page. Hey, by the way, if you just heard me say your name, well, I'm not, but you know what you just did. Not going to do it. Not going to call people out because I spend the last, day and a half like battling with people in Canada. Canada, eh? It's not right for you guys to challenge everything the Moonraker posts. Yeah, so what? You got poutine fries. So what? So what? You put gravy on your shit. Doesn't mean you can troll me without even reading the post. That's all I'm saying. Some dude from Canada lost his damn mind talking about planets and shit like that, and the post had nothing to do with any of it. And then he takes offense with the fact that I called him a troll. Yeah, sorry. I mean, really, come on. What do you guys think? I mean, if you go onto a post and you go on and on about shit that has nothing to do with the post, you're a troll. You're bona fide number one, numero unos, for you guys in Texas, troll. And just to add a little bit of color to it, you're a fucking troll. That's all I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there. So don't troll me. Don't troll me because I will troll you back. That's what I do. And I will get the last fucking word, fucker. Because, I am Manny Moonraker and I do stuff like that. We have a few songs, I think like 4, that we're going to play on this. We got 3 news articles we're going to talk about. I figure this is going to be a long show. And unfortunately, I forgot to mute my phone. So, and you know what? Actually, in the last week, you guys have heard my phone a lot while I've been podcasting. But, no fuck given. That's the way it is. You guys already know it. Fucking phone goes off whenever you least expect it. In other news, I want to invite you guys to follow the podcast on the Facebook pages, UFO Buster Radio, on Twitter, at UFO Buster Radio, and on Instagrams, which really, Instagram is really about Bugs the UFO Hunter because that's who they love on there. So if you want to see pictures of Bugs the UFO Hunter, it's on Instagram, at Manny Moonraker. I should just change it to at Bugs. I mean, really, he's the star of the show there. Bugs the UFO Hunter. You know what? I was even thinking that maybe randomly we'll just call people up just because I can. But really, I'm looking at seeing who the fuck is online. You know what? I don't see anyone really worth calling. Shit, fuck my life. Really? Come on, guys. Get your butts on there. We've got a show to conduct. But it's not like we don't have stories to talk about because we will. We will. So let me just prepare you guys. The second song, it's a reggae jam. So I want you guys to go out. It is Friday, so TGIF. Go out, get yourself some of that rum, some of that vodka, whatever it is. I know vodka is not reggae, but throw some coconut in it, right? You got to make it a little bit of the tropics. And get ready for song number 2. But before we get into the news, I got a song for you guys. It's new. You haven't heard it before. But this song really reminds me of Elizondo. Because he went in like Robin Hood and he stole all these fucking videos from the government. So I think he's more like a desperado. That's the name of this song. So enjoy the first one. Tell me that doesn't remind you of Elizondo. I can picture him. Like he's wearing like a black suit, like a little mask, like Robin, but in black. And he's like sneaking in through windows trying to get like secret UFO files. Yeah. Yep, I see that. But I kind of picture him more like, what was that movie? Blart, the mall security guy, whatever the fuck that was. That's what I see him like fumbling around. Like, anyway, I know some of you will get offended by that, but that's the way it is. That is the way it goes. By the way, I just want to let you guys know that UFO Buster Radio is making waves on Facebook. So you guys have got to follow. Get into the social media, follow the podcast, and let's just go ahead and get into the news because that really is what we're here to talk about, right? All the craziness that's happening in UFO, space, and everything else. You know, I said I was going to give out the number because I have a feeling I'm going to be on here for at least 30, 40 more minutes. So the number to call in, if you're live on Spreaker and you got the notification, it is 972-290-1329. Or if you're on Skype, you can reach me at BossCrawler. All that information is in the description. Go ahead and check it out. And if you feel to call me, I'm okay. I'm good with it. Just if you're a rubber dicker, I will cut you off. That's the way it is. I run the damn show. God damn it. The first news that we have for today, NASA just revealed an ocean on Enceladus contains the building blocks of life. I want to strategically, I'm going to pause for a second. I want you guys to go through your memory banks and kind of look at how many times have you not read this already? How many times have they not said this, that Enceladus is a hotbed for a bunch of microbial cells going to town with each other? We've heard this time and time again. I mean, what's new here? Somebody tell me what's new. Yeah. What's new is somebody wrote a paper. Yeah, somebody wrote a paper and decided to say, hey, guess what? There's life there because it looks like there's an ocean. And actually, it was someone in the UK, so I guess I should have used the Queen's proper English. But this is basically a quote from this paper. This work shows that Enceladus ocean has reactive building blocks in abundance. And it's another green light in the investigation of habitability of Enceladus. This came from Frank Postberg, and he's a co-author of a study, according to the press release. Now, this study was published on this past Wednesday in the Journal of Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. Did they all walk around with swords? I just want to know. Is that what happens? They walk around with swords and enjoy the tea? I don't know. But, this is an issue because in the article, it says that, it's coming from Cassini. It's coming from data that they established and looked through and analyzed and looked through and bounced things off of each other. Probably played do-si-do or, I don't know, musical chairs. I don't know what the fuck it is they do. But the fact that they say Cassini is a problem for me. It is. The article continues to say that these compounds were dissolved in the ocean, water below Enceladus' surface, and then they evaporated when the surface water condensed and froze into the moon's icy crust, according to the study that Postberg co-authored, bada bing, bada boom. The plumes blew the compounds into space where NASA's Cassini spacecraft sensed them as they flew by. I'm going to take another strategic pause just for a moment because some of you of the recently mastered puberty stage may not really recall what the fuck Cassini is. Because it sounds like some kind of Italian dessert. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Or a really bad fancy STD. Oh, you've got Cassini. Oh, shit. Better go have the doctor check it out. Here's the deal with Cassini. And this is what drives me crazy about science. And that is it just takes too fucking long to come to a goddamn decision. And the thing is that they'll publish shit on and on about Cassini, about Enceladus, not Cassini, Enceladus. They got fucking moon has a bunch of oceans. It looks good. It looks like life might be there. The building blocks have been found. But it's October 2019. Cassini took off in 1997. Yeah, before Prince wrote the song about partying until it was 1999. 1997. The dang thing did not enter Saturn's orbit until 2004. Yeah, 2004. And it wasn't until February 2005 that Cassini decided to, or should I say NASA, because Cassini don't have no fucking brain. NASA decided to do some flybys of Enceladus in 2005, and it passed within 725 miles. So yeah, I get it. That close, it was able to smell some shit coming off the moon. Fantastic. But that was in 2005. You fuckers are telling me it took science 14 years to figure out and officially place on a paper that there is life there. And because Cassini, back in 2005, sniffed some shit coming off the moon, that now it could be habitable in the future because the building blocks of life are there. Why the fuck did it take 14 years to come to that? Don't they have like a fast track thing where they just fast track shit and not wait decades to come up to a decision? Who does this? It totally really feels like the downfall of NASA and science for them to continuously take this long to come to a conclusion. I mean, some of you might say, hey, they were writing it, so they took some time to research. You don't take fucking 14 years to read the data and figure out that, hey, that something might be there. It's one of those stories where it just makes you wonder, again, how much money these people get paid and how much so-called quote-unquote money is being given to them to conduct these studies by the government, your old tax money, for them to come to these conclusions, right? Like, if I see a fucking moon, I don't care how far it is. If I see a moon and it's an icy moon and the shit looks like fucking Alaska, guess what? There might be fucking life there. I don't even need you to tell me what fucking robot sniffs shit. I don't care. Look at the bitch. It looks like it might have life because it looks like fucking Alaska. Or it might look like Antarctica, right? Look at the damn pictures of Enceladus. You can't go wrong, folks. Sometimes you don't need science to tell you shit. But the problem is that they're guiding our knowledge. They're guiding our knowledge completely from beginning to end so we can't make our own decisions. Because we wait for shit like this that takes 14 fucking years. Thank goodness I have this coconut rum here, by the way. By the way, did you guys go get your drink? Because the next song, it's called Drifting Away. It's got a bit of a reggae tune to it, so I gave you exactly 17 minutes to get your act together, so here we go. Hopefully, you've got yourself a little bit adult libation in your cup.
Give me something, something good. You're still with me all the time. Oh. You're still with me all the time.
That's funny because the song reminds me of being in Florida, either in the Gulf or down by Miami or the Keys, and just sucking on some Bahama Mamas and just drifting away, watching the sunset, just enjoying the scenery and just the Florida scene. It's amazing at times. It really is. So the next story for you that's coming in out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But you know what? I got to keep this right. I got to hit you with the news report jingle. For you guys out in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Moonraker is actually going to be there the weekend after Columbus Day. I actually have one day in the middle of the week where I will be available to chat, meet up with some listeners. You listen, I look at the data. There's people in North Carolina that listen to me, not necessarily just in Charlotte, but everywhere. Let me know. Hit me up, ufobusterradio@gmail.com. If you want to maybe set something up for, I believe it would be that Wednesday after Columbus Day. But send me an email if you're interested. I mean, I would love to meet my fans, to be honest. There's a lot of closet listeners that keep it in the closet, like Michael Jackson, the perv, would say. But, you know, hey, let me know. I can do it. This article is coming from North Carolina. Strange lights off the Outer Banks spark UFO debate. Was it aliens or military? I was just talking the other day, chatting with Paul, and you know, I said in the other day, the other podcast the other day, I say, hey Paul, would be great if you would send some scientific research based on the Phoenix lights. Of course, some of the conversation that came up between us was the fact that people think that the Phoenix lights, according to the military, was dumping of flares. This is what's happening here in North Carolina. So according to this, a fleet of lights recorded off the North Carolina coast, of course, ignited a debate because people are saying it's UFOs and other people are saying it's a military exercise. William Guy is the guy that posted this. Is a 31-second video that he recorded on September 28th, and he threw it on YouTube because that's where people get fucking famous. And the video includes 14 glowing orbs over the water. And he says this is a real UFO sighting. Listen, Guy. The mere fact you could not identify it makes it a UFO sighting. Let's clear that shit up. And people get this confused. It is a UFO sighting, 100%, 1,000,000%. It is a UFO, unidentified flying object. He didn't know what the fuck he was looking at, and probably anyone on the coast at that time didn't know what the fuck they were looking at either. Yeah, it's a UFO sighting. Guaranteed. I support you on that 1,000,000%. There's a quote in here from Guy that says, "Anybody tell me what it is?" And this is actually coming from the video. We're in the middle of the ocean on a ferry, nothing around. Look, nothing around, because of course he's panning around. No land, no nothing. Yeah, shit happens in the middle of the ocean. Ask the USS Nimitz crew. Apparently, Guy told the McClatchy, I don't know who the fuck they are, news group, that he's from Indiana and is among the workers sent to repair damage to the Ocracoke Island caused by intense flooding by the Hurricane Dorian situation. So he filmed it off of a ferry crossing the Pamlico Sound in Ocracoke Island on the Swan Quarter on the mainland. What the fuck? What kind of directions is this? Somebody... I'm gonna just use fucking Google to figure out where the fuck this is. This is crazy. Look at all these directions. Google will get confused about this. Shit, why did they even put this in the damn freaking article? What's funny about this, of course, people who have experience, quote unquote bunny ears, that have experience with flare dropping, kind of like bird shit, a little bit, came out of the woodworks trying to talk about whether or not he saw a UFO. Again, from Guy's perspective, it was a UFO. But apparently someone by the name of Derek Chenault says no. This really isn't a UFO. Actually, it's identified, bitches. It's flares. He says, I know what these lights are. As a former Marine based at the 2nd Marine Air Wing in Cherry Point, North Carolina, we used to regularly drop flares out of the back of our plane in the evenings for military exercises. Glad to see the Marines are still spooking people. Really? What? You're supposed to be here to protect the people and not spook the shit out of them. So are these flares the good thing for you guys? I'm pointing at you. Wink, 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 wink. There is a link to the article, which also includes the video for you to look at. You can check the video out, and you come up to your own decision. Where are those flares? Fuck, anything is possible, right? Unfortunately, Guy was on a ferry, so he couldn't like run up to the ferry boat master and say, "Hey, fucker, head towards those lights." The other thing is, if he's on a boat full of people riding the ferry, why didn't anyone else get alarmed? Again, I haven't really watched the video. I've seen pictures of what he caught, but North Carolina, come on. Come on. Somebody come out and set him straight. Are these a usual occurrence off the coast of North Carolina? It's that easy. I guarantee that if the folks that live on the coast of North Carolina, if they've seen this on and on, time and time again, if it's a military exercise, I guarantee you there's people that are living there that have seen this almost every other day of their lives. Somebody help a guy. Help him out. Do these pictures look like flares? I really have to say they kind of do. They kind of look like flares. Kind of like what we saw in the Stephen Greer video when he claimed that he was connecting to aliens telepathically. Making that connection. Which none of us fucking believe. But people pay money, so they need to believe it. Whoever showed up. So don't forget, after Columbus Day, the Moonraker will be in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Like I said, I wouldn't mind like sitting down and sharing a few brewskis with the listeners and talk UFO shit. Basically, that's what it's about. So you guys let me know. UFOBusterRadio@gmail.com. And we'll get to probing ASAP. Here's another song called Be Your Light, because I want to be your light. I want to be there for you in Charlotte, because apparently the marine lights are not good enough for you.
I get so caught up in the middle, thinking of drowning in those blue eyes. I'm losing sight 'cause I am falling. I'm so deep down, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, yeah, I can carry all that you've got. Two heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall, and it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark, I'll be your light. Be your light. I'll be your light. If it gets too dark,
That's right. I'll be your light. This is Manny Moonraker. Hello. We're coming up on our next news report. But before I hit the jingle, because I'm going to torture you guys. What I realize is that only the cool people who follow ufology like music. A lot of people who get into this ufology nonsense, craziness, research, are stiffs. They tend to forget that there is a life worth living. There is music to enjoy. There is family and friends and all kind of shit to enjoy. It can't be UFOs and aliens 24/7. It just doesn't work. You've got to let your hair down. Listen to some music. So let's get on to the news article because, man, this is great. Let's go. Yeah, the next article has to do with SpaceX. And as I mentioned before, I will be heading down to Boca Chica, Texas, in a couple of weeks. Actually, before I go to Charlotte, just to give you an idea. So Columbus Day weekend, I'll be heading down to Boca Chica. And I'll be down there in Boca Chica to take some pictures. And it really just pissed me off, to be honest, because... fuck my life. Of course, all of a sudden, the SpaceX Starship, has been taken apart. So Elon went, he rushed, he got all his minions together, all those little yellow guys with the funny looks, got them all together to put the fucking thing together just for the presentation, and now he's pulling the shit apart. Are you serious? What about my selfie, Elon? What about my selfie? I want to go down there and represent UFO Buster Radio. And actually, I'm going to go and I'm going to take like a bunch of stickers and put it all over that bitch. That was my plan, but it didn't work out. So maybe I'll give the security guard some koozies and maybe they'll let me in. Because there are a bunch of beer drinkers down there. It is Boca Chica, Texas. Come on. I know you guys are sneaking a bunch of alcohol into your security shacks. Come on. Stop fucking around. I'll be down there. So you guys wait for me. Well, I'll take pictures with anyone. I don't give a flying fuck. I'll be doing selfies like crazy. And then I'll post it on UBR Truth Seekers and UFO Buster Radio Facebook pages. Maybe on Twitter. I don't know. The reason I'm rambling about SpaceX is because apparently they got picked to launch the upcoming NASA moon mission. Fuck. Elon is everywhere. And it's funny, and let me just add this as a side note. I was just watching a interview that Elon had, and he was talking about basically what saved Tesla. And a lot of people assumed that the subsidies that were given to Tesla by the government was what saved Tesla. And Elon just came out and said it in his own baboon way. You know what I mean if you listen to the last episode. And he stuttered through it. He stuttered and he was really awkward. And he said no. It wasn't the government subsidies that helped him, that saved Tesla. It was actually Daimler who decided the only entity to come forward and believe in Tesla was Daimler, and they invested it in Tesla, and all of a sudden Tesla stayed alive. And he actually admitted Tesla would have died if it wasn't for Daimler. But now let's talk about the injection of NASA, the government, here again, into Elon's company SpaceX. Yeah. So SpaceX is going to get together to launch It's getting to the end of my coconut rum. So now, things are coming out a little crazy. So Elon's company is going to use a Falcon 9 to launch a Houston-based company's rover. Yeah, that's what's happening in Houston, which is about 5 hours away from the Moonraker. Houston-based Initiative Machines is going to use a SpaceX workhorse, the Falcon 9, to launch the Nova C lander, and is heading to the moon in 2020. Amazing. Can we dump any more shit on the moon? And the thing is, this is not new for me. I've said it before. Why do we continue to dump things on the moon? Somebody's got to stand up and say, I need to control this. I need to control what the fuck is going on the moon. It is our main satellite. Why are we dumping on the moon? Why is every country allowed to dump all kind of shit on the moon? It makes no sense. No sense. So according to this, the lander is going to be heading to the moon in 2021 to prepare NASA for an eventual moon landing in 2024. Why the fuck is it going to take so long? I know you guys ask these questions. I'm just putting it out there for you. How do we have all the moon missions from the 60s and 70s? Right? How we have all those missions, and all of a sudden, 2024 is what we have to wait for another moon mission? Aren't those things that spark questions in your mind? Why would it take so long? Why is it that other countries are sending... I guarantee you that before 2024, there's going to be someone from China on the moon. India, not so much. Because they lost their last craft. And it was too far fucking gone. It was gone. India, I know you've picked up UFO Buster Radio, but I'm telling you the truth. You know in your heart of hearts. It is the truth. The government in India sent up a craft and it crashed, and that's it. End of story. Gone. I'm not hating on India because, I watch a lot of videos about India, and one day I'll be able to visit as the Moonraker and bring you some UFO news live and in person. But at the meantime, India, I'm sorry, but you guys, you're probably about 2 steps above Brazil as far as making it to the moon. That's all I'm saying. Not going to say anymore, but you can make a deal with SpaceX and get your stuff up there. So the Nova C is going to be heading up there to do some work for NASA, and it's all about getting prepared and do some tests, get some readings to get ready to send astronauts up to the moon in 2024. I like this. SpaceX is really putting together basically a company that is going to help everyone that has a lot of fucking money to spend to get to the moon. And eventually to Mars. But again, I say, you can't do all of this and not believe in fucking aliens, Elon. Just come forward. Just say it. Say it. Be honest with us. Be honest with yourself. You know that if Corey Good was on your team, you'd be finding fucking reptilians on Mars every day for the rest of your life. Once you land, you better come with it because Corey Good is telling you you're going to get probed by a reptilian. Yeah, true story. The article is linked to the description, just like all of them have. Go in there and check it out. The reason I pick these articles is because these are things you guys should think about. You should really think about what's being reported. People make the mistake to think that this short form podcast is the one that's, putting out these opinions. No, these authors, these news agencies are putting out the opinions I'm just bringing it to you as something to discuss, something to think about, something to keep on your mind. I've got one more song for you before we end the podcast. It's called How Do I Carry On? Because I don't know how I carry on after all of this. It's just crazy.
I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on your own. Ever since I got a good look in his eyes, I just knew that he was special. He said he wanted to take it slow, but I couldn't help that I wanted to take it to the next level. Cause I wanted that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on. Sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I couldn't get him off my mind. Lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on. How to carry on.
What a great song. Listen, basically we're heading to the end of the podcast, and I thank you guys for listening. I just want to say this. The only way to keep the podcast alive is for you guys to share, like, follow, let your people know who you're listening to and what it means to you. Like I said before, cool people in ufology enjoy music. They enjoy life. They enjoy the people they're around. They enjoy sharing information with those that are like-minded. And that's where ufology for UFO Buster Radio means something. As I said before, I've tried to share the podcast on Facebook, but they, for some reason, decide it's not a good thing. Unless I pay for it, of course. But UFO Buster Radio can only continue if our listeners continue to share, like, and let people know who they listen to. And you know what? All I do is share my opinion. I try to stay away from the folks who want to sell things to you. And there are some people who make sense. There's like Preston Dennett. He made sense. There are people who make sense because they make it their life's work to resolve things from a new perspective, not the same old bullshit that gets regurgitated at every other UFO conference that happens. Those are the guys that we try to stay away from. But to keep UFO Buster Radio alive, we need your support. There is no way around it. You know it. If you like the podcast, like it, share it. Let your people know who you're listening to. And eventually, I believe in November, we're going to throw some fire on YouTube to expand our reach, because it's about time. The last song, it's Ain't Nobody Like You, because you actually listen to the Moonraker. Ciao.
Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town, I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young, it doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like, there ain't nobody like. You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you, I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you, I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking about yourself and you make me smile, I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to our favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eye, something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like, there ain't nobody like. So lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you, I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you, I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. 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 Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town, I've never seen a sky so blue.